It is rare for someone to discuss direct Dhamma, which refers to teachings of the Universal Buddha that guide you in thoughts and actions aligned with the Noble Path. In this recording, I will share insights on noble ways of thinking and behaving, as well as how you can enhance your quality of mind state within your daily life. To cultivate the right view or the right view of the Noble Path, or an understanding of a Sotapanna, one must practice keeping the mind in a balanced state in daily life. For a Srimvina or Sotapanna, a balanced state means reducing grasping self and social practices while experiencing sensual pleasures in life based on understanding self and conventions are not stable. There are two ways in which a person can think and act. One is the non-noble way, while the other is the noble way. The non-noble way involves becoming attached to worldly experiences. In contrast, the noble way focuses on reducing and letting go of attachment to one's own thoughts that shape a person's understanding of the world. Understanding the ups and downs of life is important for developing the noble path. Maintaining this understanding during various activities within your usual life helps develop a deeper and more noble understanding. When you cultivate such understanding, you realize that the good and bad experience you face, the ups and downs of life, shouldn't necessarily be reasons for excessive worry, sadness, anxiety, or frustration, and likewise. These fluctuations are simply a part of life for all of us. If you believe that only things you like should happen, that things you dislike should never occur, or that your expectations should always be met, you are embracing a distorted understanding of life. That's because it's unreal or unrealistic to think that everything you like will come to pass, or that everything you dislike will be avoided. Similarly, expecting to achieve everything you desire all the time is not grounded in reality or true life experience. Therefore, thinking that is misaligned with true life experience is not a wise approach built on a diluted understanding of reality or true life experience. Thoughts that you associate with your sense of self, as well as the tendency to cling to those thoughts and to have strong likes, dislikes, and expectations regarding worldly experiences, arise from a mistaken understanding that the self and the world are stable. This delusion can lead to pain when you encounter the pressures of daily life. Ups and downs, joys and sorrowful events, and pressures and struggles are part of life for all of us. If you can please deepen your understanding that the challenges and changes in life are simply a part of our life, there is no reason to excessively worry or feel anxious about them, and likewise. That's because at the end we're not going to take anything. Since we are not going to live forever, the best we can do is to make our lives pleasant and contribute to the well-being of ourselves and others. This understanding can help you make the most out of life's experiences, enhancing your mindset and overall quality of life. Instead, when you understand that life pressures are what is normal and that instability of self and social practices is the truth, it can help reduce excessive likes, dislikes, and the tendency to have unrealistic expectations of the world in one's mind. The purpose of higher Dhamma is to let go of holding on to the fetters, which consequently alleviates mental pain. The purpose of higher Dhamma is not merely to adapt a specific lifestyle, dress in certain clothing, meditate, memorize theories, observe precepts, or make offerings and share with the community of Sangha, as these are preliminary practices. Instead, the focus should be on the higher practices that are essentially and helpful for you to develop your mind state and essential for truly understanding direct Dhamma. Truly understanding direct Dhamma requires understanding oneself, life experience, or worldly experience coming from sensory information, as well as understanding the universal triple gem. If a person's mindset involves overly clinging or grasping concepts, mental frameworks, or schemas that are learned since childhood, such as words and similar ideas, what they want to understand is that their thoughts and mental continuum are functioning within the universe and in accordance with the universal way of functioning. These concepts are merely constructs that exist in the minds of individuals who are part of the universe, and they are subject to change. This explains why, when someone grasps concepts, mental images, or constructs, they do so due to limited knowledge. Limited knowledge can lead to attachment, and attachment can result in suffering. Liberation from limited knowledge allows one to experience bliss in both mind and life. How to renounce suffering or mental pain arising from life's pressures and worldly pleasures on the Buddha's path. Applying wisdom to understand life experiences is a way to achieve mental renunciation. How can one renounce? By thinking and reflecting on the Dhamma regularly while walking, sitting, lying down, and in other daily activities, and by adapting a noble way of thinking and acting. What is the non-noble way? Grasping at the world is the non-noble way. What is the noble way? The noble way is not grasping. How can one practice this? One way is to adopt a practice of renouncing excessive attachment in actions. This means doing what is needed without clinging too tightly to outcomes. For instance, you can tell yourself, I will do my best to resolve things, and whatever happens, happens. As long as I put in my best efforts, that's all that matters. Recognizing that you can only control what is within your ability and not worrying about what you cannot change is a form of renouncing attachment to the self and the world based on wisdom. Understanding anything is possible in worldly experiences. Good and bad experiences are merely a part of life's natural flow. Awakening to true life experiences helps you navigate this journey. This explains why, in the teachings of the Buddha and high Dhamma, renunciation doesn't require extreme practices like walking barefoot or meditating in specific postures for long hours. Instead, one should reflect on the Dhamma in daily life. This is also to expand, like if you were to meditate during certain hours, you will only be allocating specific hours for Dhamma, but instead if you embrace Dhamma into daily life, that will allow you to expand your meditation into more hours within your daily life. So you are expanding actually your daily Dhamma practice. In this way, if you were to reflect Dhamma and apply Dhamma within your daily activities. Similarly, to truly embrace renunciation, one should not live a life devoid of activity or ignore the Dhamma while going about their daily tasks. This is why the practice of the middle way emphasizes rightful thinking and action in everything you do that aligns with noble way of thinking and doing, integrating the principles of noble Dhamma that is universally applicable to all into your daily activities. One thing to remember is that Buddhahood is a state of wisdom, which involves developing an understanding of yourself, your thoughts, and your life experiences that goes beyond conventions and beyond what your sensory information presents to you. There are 6 ways in which you receive sensory information, and wisdom is something that lies beyond these 6 senses. This is what you need to cultivate in order to develop the Buddha's path. Speaking the truth, nearly all of the spiritual friends living in monastic settings do not cultivate the wisdom necessary to fully awaken to life experiences. This observation applies to any environment. Instead, most spiritual friends tend to focus on external appearances such as dress codes and theoretical knowledge, as well as concentrating on various practices rather than developing the right perspective. This is primarily because they have not directly heard or come to know what the Buddha has taught or how to practice in order to develop wisdom. It is rare to have the opportunity to hear the direct Dhamma which guides the training of the mind through noble ways of thinking and acting. Therefore, sharing these noble teachings with spiritual friends is important so they can hear, reflect, and practice, thereby enhancing the wisdom in their minds. May all spiritual friends and all beings be well and happy.